Hello, welcome back to Dower House Farms. We're a beef and crops farm in East Cork in the south of Ireland. We put up a video every day to promote Irish agriculture. So, due to the success of yesterday's video and due to lack of anything happening that you haven't seen 100 times before on the farm today, Fong is doing the feeding, I'm going riding horses. Today's video is going to be about the age-old discussion. It's getting to be an age-old discussion now at this stage anyway, of clover versus chemical fertiliser, multi-species versus ordinary grassland swards, red clover versus white clover, if you want to say that. I suppose red clover and white clover. So the way I'd see it is multi-species versus grass white clover. Grass clover versus perennial ryegrass sward. Multi-species, yeah. And red clover then versus just an ordinary perennial ryegrass clover sward, or maybe Italian ryegrass, hybrid ryegrass clover sward. So Fong was just scraping out a bit of feed that was gone off there, tipping into that pen we use as the muck heap. He's going to go clean out the cow pens then later. If I'm in the yard, we'll get a look at that. Oh, I'm just having my lunch. Just out here having a look now at some of the multi-species that were closed off early. And as expected, their overwinter growth is poor. Disappointing even, you could say. Up here now is a little bit better. There's a cover of maybe 800 here, so not too bad, but it's going to be as good as it is now, to be fair. So one of the major downsides of multi-species is their overwinter growth. They grow well during the summer but not during the winter. And this sward, I just never got it right. We're going to let it this summer. We'll see how it performs. I'm definitely going to give it slurry or nitrogen the first round. Probably slurry. And I'll be hard pressed now to keep nitrogen off this because it didn't perform last year on the low input system. So, anyone remember the grass field that I reseeded? It hasn't improved over the winter, I know. Wireworm, they tell me. So I'll be taking that out again, obviously, anyway. I'll be spraying it off now in the next few days. And I must get advice then on the best protocol to try and deal with wireworm. Anyone who is familiar with it, please put in the comments what you think. East Cork in all its beauty today. This field now actually is a little bit better and it was grazed later. But you can see the damage done to the herbs by the slugs over winter. So if the herbs are a large part of your mix, you won't have much left. But yeah, this one did a little bit better anyway. So like, there are red clover silage fields there. I just walked them, there's 3 of them there. This one, that one, and that one. There's 2 fields of winter wheat there. And they're the multi-species. I just come out of there, there's 3 fields. Over there, there and there. But as I sit and look at this field of red clover that performed well last year and has loads of red clover in it, the clover has overwintered well. I started thinking about the age-old clover versus nitrogen debate, and it's a debate that you could nearly talk about or discuss every year, and have one person on either side of the fence and they be right in alternating given years. I'm a huge fan of red clover, multi-species, low input pastures. But the price of nitrogen has come way back from the highs of, say, 22. Was it 22 was the mental year? And our inputs, definitely in a grass-based system, have risen. And it now makes our kilo of grass very good value relative to its ability to produce kilos of output. So what I'm basically trying to say in a nutshell is, it now pays you to spread a lot of fertilizer, to grow a lot of grass, to have a lot of output again. Whereas it didn't 2 years ago. It was much better off take a step back, reduce production a little bit, reduce your inputs because input costs were gone so high, and maintain your bottom line. But I think to maintain your bottom line this year, or to maximize your profit, which is the key of every farmer and their goal. Look, every farm is different. I bounced stitch here at 2 farms, and they're both very different farms, so I can't tell anyone in the other parts of the country how they should farm. But I think on our circumstances, we will probably be looking to drive on output again this year, to a limit. You know, when I talk about these reductions or increases, you're only talking 10-15%, max 20%. You're not doubling your output or anything remotely like it, because there's a lot more variations than just the cost of growing an acre of grass. Your ability to grow an acre of grass is one thing. What if you get a drought and you're stocked to the hilt? Or what if you get a really wet summer and you're stocked to the hilt? Or what if you get a really cold summer, a really dry summer? Or the list of problems to go wrong is endless. So you do have to sit on the fence a little bit. But yeah, just a bit of a topic of conversation there. Some of you might be interested in. And I will be doing a few lives throughout the spring. As the spring work's starting, I like doing lives when I'm in the tractor, there in the evening, because the evening is when my audience are on YouTube, and it's when I have time to concentrate. Like if I'm at home with the kids, or if I'm at home watching telly, I don't want to be doing live, to be honest. I just want to be relaxing watching telly. Excuse me. So that may well be a topic for a live now. Another one may well be cost of production on a beef enterprise, or cost of production on a tillage enterprise, grassland management. Yeah, we can do all them things, cover all them topics. So yeah, just having a walk around these cows there now. They're all in good old order. They're not far off the mark now. So I'm going to leave it there now for today's video. Thanks a million for watching. Look, it's every year is different, and that's what I've learned in my career. What will work one year won't work the next year, and we may have the best laid intentions of going a little bit stronger with nitrogen this year, but look, you might get a drought then midsummer and end up putting out no nitrogen, or very little. So and even though, look, production is important, we do still have to keep our environmental responsibilities to the fore of the decision making, because we're tied to it legally now. So yeah, look, I just whatever you're farming, high input nitrogen hungry ryegrass swards, or low input multi-species swards with lower stocking rate, or clover and grass and white clover swards, or red clover silage swards, whatever. look, it's how you manage them is the most important thing, and that's the thing that will most influence your level of profitability from your grassland. I have a grassland management business, so I'm obviously a huge fan of grass measuring, etc., etc. But anyone who has a grass-based system that doesn't do some form of grass measuring or grass budgeting, in my opinion, is only probably farming their farm to half its ability. Because if you don't know what's out there, you just can't make the correct decisions. As I always say, if you don't measure it, you can't manage it. So look, on that note, I'm going to leave it there for today's video. Thanks a million for watching. Again, something different. Just these couple of days I'm not on the farm that much, so Fong is doing most of the feeding, I'm only doing the horses. So thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow for the Horse Farmers.